guys, it's Bernadette, and today I thought I would practice Joanne Fink's technique for, she calls it Zentangling, and it's basically the art of doodling in a letter. It's fabulous, it's a lot of fun, and if you are interested in watching how I made this letter B, then keep on watching. So I'm just going to set this aside and use this kind of like a somewhat of a template. As you know, two things never turn out exactly the same way, and I might change it up a little bit too. So here we go. So I'm just going to start off by drawing the initial B. There we go. Now I am going to make another line straight down. And basically, it is the art of making small spaces to doodle in, which you will see here as I continue on with this. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure that this letter is weighted down. So for example, it needs weight here. So I'm going to add a flourish there. And then I am going to add thicker lines here towards the top. Just a couple. And I'm going to color those in with black. And then I am going to just shadow this flourish. And I am going to color this in with black as well. So I'm going to start with the solid black areas. That's how I always like to start. I learned how to do this technique by watching Joanne Fink's videos. She is fabulous. I would give anything to be able to letter and embellish the letters like she does. She's amazing. But that's why we practice, right? Practice makes perfect, or so they say. Okay, so you can tell the difference between this top part now and this bottom part. Now we have to look at the bottom part and add weight to it. So I'm going to add a flourish down at the bottom. And basically repeat what I just did on the top. Color that in with black. And the secret to this looking good is having thick and thin lines as well. You don't want the weight of your lines to all be the same. You want to have some variation. And I'll color those in better here in a little bit. Now this looks balanced, but this doesn't. So I'm going to add another line alongside, making it a little wider towards the bottom. And I'm going to actually grab another pen to color this in, just so it'll go a little quicker. Let's see here, what do I have? I'll use the 05. Oh, and by the way, just like Joanne suggests, I'm using the Sakura Pigma Micron 02. And she actually uses the 01, but I don't own one, so I'm using 02. And then to color it in, I'm going to use this 05 just to make coloring it in a little quicker. Now this marker may be on its last leg, so we'll see here how long it lasts. I use my markers quite often. And if you want to color this in with an alcohol-based marker, I suggest that you actually use a Copic marker to do the skeleton of the letter. But I am going to be coloring it in using Tombows and Sakura Koi coloring brush pens, which are water-based. So I'm going to be using the Micron pen because it is waterproof. Whoops, wrong pen here. I'm going to grab this 02 again. And I like a lot of hearts. So I am going to start right here by drawing a heart. And then I'm going to go over it and make kind of an outline. And then I am going to come up here and just add a line. There we go. Now coming off the top of this, I'm going to draw kind of like a leaf shape. And I'm going to leave space to color it in. Now, this is a little skinny, so I'm going to draw another line that's kind of thin on the other side, just to give the B some more substance on that side, and to give me an opportunity to doodle this. So I am just making arch shapes in this space using the same pattern over and over. Very easy. And then if you want, you can go back and do smaller arches. Inside. That's a little skinny for my preference, so I am going to draw another line, draw another flourish, and add some more black, and do the same to the bottom. Now you can see here that the lines don't have to meet. There really are no rules here. It is just basically leaving places to doodle and color and making sure the weight of the letter is good. So I'm just adding a little bit more weight here by making this line solid. And it's nice because if you mess up and you mean to make a line thicker or thinner, it's very easy to fix. You can just go back in and add more of the black and it'll look like you did it on purpose. So now I'm going to add some more flourishes on the top. And I'm making a kind of like a giant comma. And I'm going to add a heart here. See what I mean? It's different than the original one. And that's what's so much fun. You can do the same letter over and over and over, and no two are going to look alike. So I'm just drawing lines here. Now, Joanne also has something called Zendangle, Zendangle, where she literally dangles objects like this heart that I'm going to do here, and then she'll go on each side and draw different patterns, different designs. And if you want to learn more about that, I highly suggest that you go and watch her video, because she explains it perfectly. There's no way that I can explain it like she does. And she is the creator of this technique, so can't get explanation any better than from the original person, right? So anyway, I believe it needs a little bit of thickening up right here. And I'm just going to color this in. And it's amazing when you make small changes like this, how it makes the letter look better. And I'm going to do the same thing on the top, because see, right now it looks a little off balance. Whoops, I completely went out there, which is fine. I'll just make that thicker. And I will do the same thing here on the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue adding lines just where I feel the letter needs added weight. And I'm going to fill them in with my micron pen. And then I am going to finish drawing the stars like I am doing now, and adding a bit of embellishment around the stars with added lines. At this point, I am just filling in the lines with my black micron, making a little swirl doodle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a arch pattern into the widest part of the B. And after doing so, I'm going to go back in and add a smaller arch inside. And it's just like adding a pattern inside a pattern. And I'm going to continue to do that. And then I am going to move on to the other larger, upper part of the B and add pattern there as well. Now I am filling in the smaller arch. I'm going to continue by adding vertical lines into the smaller arch that I just finished. Now I'm going to add a triangle shape inside and finish that off by adding horizontal lines between each triangle. Now what I am going to do is I am going to color the artwork or the bee with some koi coloring brush pens, and these are water-based, and basically what they are is it's a watercolor in a marker, kind of like a Tombow. And I'm going to use Jelly Roll pens as well to add some color. So I am going to play some music for you now, so just sit back and enjoy. so here's the finished product, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for watching. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe, and excuse the lighting. I'm sorry, it's kind of weird. Thank you.